What's up everybody, it's Supersmallchibiwolf here, and today I'm going to be talking about the amazing news of the Luigi's Mansion series. So let's get into this. Here we are with the first trailer. Classic, iconic Luigi screamed, oh man, and then boom. His theme song. You know, Luigi's Mansion, oh man, I love it. Boom. I remember this, it was a meme, this image of boom. Oh. When it comes down to it, Luigi's Mansion is a wonderful horror game. It takes place in the classic scenery of a mansion, similar to Resident Evil. And that's one thing that I always loved and enjoyed, I love Resident Evil. I love Super Mario games. And then to see them, like, boom, Luigi's Mansion, that was always fun and amazing. And another thing, when it comes down to it, this game is just fun. The bosses, we have different challenges, and I love challenging games, and it's always fun and great, So, Luigi's Mansion, wow, great. Oh, Dr. Egag. This is when, Luigi becoming the protagonist, and then he gets a sidekick himself to help him out. You know what I mean? So, this is really cool. And, I believe also this is like similar to Super Mario Land 2 or 6 Golden Coins, where depends how much treasure and stuff you get. It depends like the renovations you could do to the mansion in the end of the game. So in the end of the game, you see something like something more wonderful, and I enjoyed this effect. It's gotten in and out, boom, nice. This is when Luigi was getting more rich, really cool. He's working hard, man. He's over there fighting so many ghosts and all that, adventuring around, and he has his mansion. Wonderful times. Oh. And this was another meme back then. I remember being creative with the dead Luigi meme, So that was another thing that's really cool. And there we go. I love this trailer. Here we are with the next commercial, and this one's a classic. From just looking at like the thumbnail and stuff, random on YouTube, I was like, yo, I remember this one. This is a really great one. I enjoy this one because it's like mysterious. This is when Nintendo was on their what was it? They no chill. Whatever goes. You know what I mean? This is when they were creative, and yeah. Man, he's going. He's like, yo. I think this was trying to portray maybe this was like, oh, this is Luigi. This is how he ended up here. Who knows? But nah, I think, when it comes down to it, this is a creative one. Yeah, this is one of the most creative Nintendo commercials from back then, and I enjoyed it. Luigi's Mansion. You see, he looks into the cube, trying to enjoy himself in other ways, and then next thing you know, boom, he sinned, he goes to the mansion, this cube realm, showing him different parts of Luigi's Mansion, and yo. Nintendo game. Yeah, I love this one, yo. This is just creative, random, just like boom. You know what I mean? And to stick with the theme of Halloween and video games, mostly Darkstalkers comes to mind when I say this, but like succubus and stuff, and all a vampire type. I'm like, yo, I love it. This commercial really is just a wonderful, and I enjoy, watching it again. This was one of my favorites from back then. Here we are with the next one, and I'm enjoying this. I feel like when it comes down to it, sometimes you need a really deep dive for some commercials, and then I found this one. You see, it's like shaky, boom, so many GameCubes, like, yo, this is great, a mansion of GameCubes. And then from here, I think it's the same thing, but you know, that build up and that intro, that's wonderfully creative, and I enjoy it. Oh, yo, that's so yeah, I love that. You know, nice, you know, the mansion build up of GameCubes, showing the possibilities, what's going to happen, and then boom, you know, you enter, everything falls down, and it shows and it presents the different things in this game. So that's how I see it. Really wonderful. So here we are with the next trailer, Luigi's Mansion 2 for the Nintendo 3DS. And yo, this is kind of interesting and crazy because it's like Luigi's Mansion is such a wonderful, beloved game series and stuff, but they skipped like the Wii, they skipped the first DS and stuff, you know, and it's a shame, but I'm happy that they did continue the series later on. So let's see. Yo, this is cool. You know, I enjoy when they start being like this. You know, he gets his special vacuum from back then, and the boom. I think when it comes down to it, you know, I didn't play this on the 3DS and stuff, you know, but seeing like the remake and stuff when they put it on the Nintendo Switch, it's really cool. It's a fun game.
Explore haunted mansions and hunt ghosts in Luigi's Mansion 2, only on Nintendo 3DS and 3DS XL.
I have the XL. Yeah, wonderful. Ah, man, I enjoyed this one. You know, short, simple, fun. So here we are with the next trailer. Nice. Nintendo Switch. I love when companies do this, you know. They give more modern ways to play these games in modern hardware. So, really cool. Oh man. I feel like when it comes down to it, yeah. I remember somewhat.
Welcome to Evershade Valley, a place that's screaming and teeming with the supernatural.
This, you know, maybe like someone agrees with me on this, but I feel like when you have a narrator during a commercial and stuff explaining details of a video game or anything commercial wise trying to advertise a product, it takes away the uniqueness, fun, and perspective of someone who's watching it for the first time in a way, because they're just trying to tell you this and this and this, you know, instead of trying to speculate, which is a wonderful thing to do, you know. And that's one thing that I love about trailers without the narration and stuff, is that you wonder, you know, it makes you think, you know what I mean? So that's just how I see it.
Natural. Luigi, our faint of heart hero.
So yeah.
To check it out. Time for some mansion mayhem. No
Luigi doing his thing, man. He's ready.
Vacuum-like device, the poltergust.
Mm-hmm.
Use it to light up dark areas, vacuum up objects, and interact with the environment.
That's what I'm explaining. When it comes down to it, I believe visuals speaks louder than the words, right? So when you showing like stuff like, oh, obvious things, you know, calling out the obvious. He's using a vacuum for the rug, he's using this and that. You know, I feel like stuff like that, and a lot of times in modern gaming they kind of do hints and stuff on that. It's kind of weird, you know. I always found it that way. I enjoy when things are like creative and you figure it out yourself and like, yo, boom, you know, that's fun.
You can even grab multiple ghosts at once. In this game, you'll find ghosts haunting, a former plant research lab, a broken down clock factory that's full of sand, a mine covered in ice and snow.
And this is what I enjoy, you know. I like the different types of like sceneries and different types of, what was it, you know, like you have like one that's snow and adventurous, and I enjoy this, you know, the snow one. Whenever something has like a snow level or something, it just excites me, you know. It's like, yo, we made it.
And even more places. These troublemakers will use every trick in the book to block your path. Can Can Luigi summon his courage and save the day?
You know, I thinking about this right now. I'm, all these like Mario collections and all that. We had Super Mario 3D All Stars. We have the what was it, the Galaxy, duo that came out this year. I'm surprised. Maybe next year, I predict that they might do a like Luigi's Mansion trilogy. Have all 3 games in one game. That would be really cool. Maybe they'll do that.
Looking for other ghost hunters? Up to 4 players online.
That's
do
cool.
Some exercise across different multiplayer modes.
I enjoy when they allow us to all play together with the, our loved ones and friends and stuff. It's really cool.
To Nintendo Switch next summer.
Oh, last year. Yeah, really cool. I love this trailer. It's fun, but again, like I was saying, those small details do matter. It's like I'm trying to experience and have fun. But that's just how I see it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you enjoy when video game companies hold your hand and just tell you, bloop, or you like it, naturally? Like, okay, this is cool. So, yeah. So, good news, I found another Luigi's Mansion 2 trailer, and this is the one from back then, like 3DS and stuff, So let's see how they did it compared to the one we just watched. Yeah, this was another one from the other one. So I'm excited to see. Okay, nice, cool. So far, it's cool, they're showing the gameplay, and doing their thing, showing different stuff. No narrator doing their thing. I feel like back then, Nintendo was like, they had the idea, you know what I mean? But these days, I feel like they, like I showed narration and stuff. This is speaking for itself right now, it's like, look at this, different parts of the game, different sceneries, and showing different things, gameplay. I enjoy it like that, it just feels more natural, more interesting and cool, like, oh, I enjoy this product, I feel interesting. So yeah, I just wanted to show that, show like, okay, from back then versus how they did it on Switch. Yeah, I hope, in the future, Nintendo, realizes this point. And yeah, really cool. I think there's a little bit more, I'm not sure. Oh, boom, 3DS. Yeah. I haven't seen this trailer, but I'm happy I did find it. And, oh man, it's a wonderful game. And I love this game, Luigi's Mansion 2, really wonderful. So here we are, Luigi's Mansion 3 for the Nintendo Switch. I had to re-record the first 10 seconds and you'll understand why. So here we go, it's wonderful, cool, and then I was giving it a compliment. Okay, no narrator, it was really nice. It just still looks great and interesting, it's speaking for itself. I thought Nintendo was narrator. But besides that, oh yo, that's really cool, all golden and stuff. He's like, oh, you're chilling. Like, just to give, like, I'll play this out real quick.
This hotel is much more than meets
Oh.
the eye. For not long after Luigi arrives, things take a
Now,
dark turn.
like I said, I'll let it play out like that, just to give like the original aesthetic of how it was.
Want to leave.
Mhm.
The other guests certainly don't plan to move on. They're ghosts after all, and they're rather aggressive.
And this is a great thing because we see like different new abilities and new things coming out, and the ghosts too are evolving throughout the times, and it's really cool and great.
Suck them up. Luigi's new Poltergust G00
Mhm.
has the powerful suction capabilities required, and
Yep.
other new features as well. First, the slam. While trapped,
Yeah,
slam it on the ground.
yeah.
Inflicts some damage. It helps to get other ghosts in on the
I think when it comes down to it,
the suction shot.
hmm,
Plunger to attach it to something.
when it comes down to it, besides that, my experience with Luigi's Mansion 3, I think it was, wonderful. These games are still fun and great, and I'm happy that throughout all these years, Nintendo still provides wonderful gameplay and stuff. Although the trailers, what it is.
In such situations, a burst should do. The powerful air pressure released will blow away ghosts, and it's perfect for when you need a little air.
Yeah. And
We simply can't
I feel like when it comes down to it, I think Nintendo is going to create even more Luigi's Mansion, because from what I'm hearing is it's a successful series still, and I think Nintendo's going to do more with Luigi, and I'm excited. The Ghoul Luigi was interesting. I enjoyed that they introduced some stuff like that, you know, because it's like, okay, this is new gameplay. And right there, co-op play, that's what I enjoy, you know, because don't get me wrong, I love playing online, you know, meeting new people and stuff, fun, right? But then when you have co-op next to you and stuff, it's like, yo, it's more fun, you know, like I said in the past, especially when I was going through the amazing years of the fighting games, like whether it's Tekken or Street Fighter, yo, it's just more fun, you know, it's more charm when they're there with you, so yeah. The Luigi gang, ladies and gentlemen. Really wonderful, cool, nice. And yeah.
With floor after floor of oddities, many traps and mischievous ghosts lurk within.
One thing I would say is, you know, one thing that stayed persistent within the Luigi Mansion games, like I said before, is the bosses, man, they keep getting creative, the sceneries, the different things, you know, they really are creative with, and I enjoyed that. Okay, is it finally over? Yeah, okay. Now, let's do that without audio, let's skip randomly, right? Boom. If you take out the audio and just watch the game itself, okay, this is bad because they explained it, you know, look at this, you know, of course, trailer-wise, a little long, but you get the point, you know, you don't need the audio, you just need music and the gameplay itself, and let it speak for itself, you know what I mean? So when, like, say, you know, Luigi's by himself doing his mission, then it jumps to, boom, multiplayer, and then, you know, really good. So that's one thing I wanted to show and explain. I don't see myself talking about Luigi ever again, but here we go. There's a trailer of it, so just to give it some love and appreciation to Luigi. Oh my, you're back.
Everything is standing in his way. Invite a friend to play as Luigi.
Nah.
To help solve tricky puzzles and vacuum up the ill-tempered baddies.
You see, you be chilling, you playing, everyone, and all of that, you know, everyone's joining in the party. You see different games in the back. Oh, hey, yo. You see Mario Kart 7, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. This is more fun, yo. Now we're getting somewhere. And you know what's unfortunate is that, you know, but besides the narrator, is that, you know, and that's just funny. I don't want to explain that, why it's funny, this part, but, oh, never mind. I thought it was something, never mind. But, yo, you just see so much other stuff too here. You know, the different games, you know, to me, I kind of see this and I'm like, this is a time of when Nintendo was, like, pushing out so many unique games, and they weren't in the mindset of, okay, remakes, remasters, that not just many other companies, first party and third party, do this. And I'm like, yo, all this creativity back then, and it's like, I appreciate seeing that in the commercial, you know. They're giving love and appreciation to the other titles besides this one, and that is really cool. Next one is the Luigi's Mansion arcade machine, and I wanted to throw this in there because, you know, I played it before and other stuff, and it's a really wonderful game. You know, it's fun, you know, good for, you know, a few moments there, and yeah, I just wanted to, you know, this being Luigi's Mansion, so yeah.
Is a global sensation. And now
Capcom. Oh yeah, this was a Capcom game also, you know, Nintendo, Capcom coming together. Boom, Luigi's Mansion arcade.
Arcade delivers a whole new game that players will love to explore. As for the first time, the game is played through Luigi's eyes, making it unique and an immersive experience. Fun, spooky,
and then they have
interactive.
humans.
Luigi's Mansion Arcade
So, yeah.
is the perfect video game for any family entertainment center or arcade.
Yo, they sold these things? Wait, what? This was an actual...
In Luigi's Mansion Mansion, arcade players work together to guide clumsy Luigi.
Oh no, I feel like they just, you know.
And capture as many mischievous ghosts as they can.
Dude, imagine if like you could go to Nintendo store and just boom, arcade machine.
And a stage. Then, using the unique poltergeist
Takes a lot of
3000
space.
controller, players stun ghosts with strobe light and capture them using the vacuum trigger. Things are
Yeah.
gigantic. So, using the strobe bomb, players can stun many ghosts at once. The special mechanics of the poltergeist
But
5000
yeah, I think
creates a
this is one that I wanted to show, and because you know when it comes down to like these games, I enjoy how they always have like arcade versions that's like different in a way.
And children can all enjoy the fun.
Instead of a controller,
Players will come
boom.
back for more to explore the multiple routes, collect all gold.
Knowing Nintendo, I'm surprised they didn't try to like have an add-on like one of these poltergeists, and you put like the Joy-Con in there.
Team up with friends to help them catch all the ghosts and advance through the spooky mansion.
During the Wii days, they've done that a lot.
Is designed with player experience in mind, featuring colorful LED stage lighting effects. A
Interesting.
hugely immersive 55-inch
I think when it comes down to it, you know, this is a wonderful experience. I do recommend it. You know, if you have one near you or like see one of these arcade machines, it is a great, you know, sometime you go play. But I prefer more of the, you know, mainline games. You know, this is more of the side games. So yeah, or the only side game.
Stand out in any location. The viewing window allows other customers to enjoy the on-screen action and encourages them to jump in and play.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Luigi's Mansion Arcade is family friendly and packed with great features, so order yours now.
Dude, I'm like, imagine like how much space that would take up, where you even put it. Imagine you have to move. I've been moving a lot. But the another thing is like, wow, they actually try to sell one of these. That's surprising. You don't see that, you know what I mean? Like, hey, yo, we have arcade machines, let's sell it to you, from big companies and like that. But yeah, well, they do have like those one-ups and stuff that I see here and there, mostly Pac-Man and Street Fighter. But besides that, yeah, really interesting and cool. I think, you know, this is one of those things where I say, I never knew about this. You know, they sold something like this, so I was like, wait a minute, what's this trailer? And then, boom, you know. So let me know what you all think. Would you get this or would you not? Here we are with the final trailer. Yep.
Something spooky is coming to
Yeah.
Nintendo Classics.
I had to, man. This is the latest Luigi's Mansion trailer officially, and it's of the Luigi's Mansion original Nintendo GameCube. I had to. This is wonderful. For the Nintendo Switch 2 only. In fact, I think my last video was on the Nintendo Switch 2 related. Yeah, so, hey, that's wonderful.
Luigi's Mansion. Available October 30th on the Nintendo Switch 2 system with a Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack membership. And now, you can experience the whole spine-tingling trilogy with these Nintendo Switch games that are compatible with Nintendo Switch 2.
This trailer just beat the last few trailers of modern times, and even the 3DS one. Like, dude, they showed the games, they're explaining how each one is playable. You could play all of the whole everything. Boom. This is great. This wins of modern times. Music, all of that, wonderful. This makes me more excited in thinking of buying a Nintendo Switch 2. You know what I mean? But I'm waiting for a colored Nintendo Switch 2. That's just me. So after watching and talking about the amazingness of the Luigi's Mansion series, let me know in the comments what's your favorite game in the series. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, bye.